Okay, so here's all the stuff that you need to prepare for Patricia's feeding. Basically what you do is, if you can eat something with her, we usually try to have something with her, and we try to have at least be a little bit of the same of what she gets. But if you can't eat with her, that's okay, to skip out on that part. And then we always have a little bit of food for her to try during her feeds. So when you get some food for her, obviously absolutely nothing with peanuts because she's very allergic, or nothing made in a factory with peanuts. Everything in our house is pretty safe, and what we send to daycare is safe, obviously. So we always try to have something that's like, this is just yogurt, that's kind of like a puree, sort of, something that's like really soft, something that's kind of mushy, like a banana or sweet potato, avocado, things like that. Something that's hard, like veggie sticks, or some other kind of crackers that she has that she can handle. And then I just gave her some extra Cheerios because sometimes she likes to play with them. And then what we typically do when we give her a feed is we try first with the food, and we engage her with the food for as long as we can. And then once she's like kind of over the food, we go to like singing songs and reading books with her. So we always have some books ready. We try not to show her the books right away, because if she sees the books, she'll just push her food away and want you to read books to her. So we kind of try and like hide them on the chair or something until she's done with her food. And it just varies. Sometimes she's really into her food for almost the whole feed, and sometimes she wants nothing to do with it, and we just kind of go straight to books. So that's kind of the stuff that you're going to need food-wise. And then as far as her formula, what you'll need is her formula, which has a mixture. Can I get a fork here real quick? Which has a specific mixture. It's either formula with a little bit of water or just straight formula. And you'll know I have a sheet written out that says what it is. And the reason I don't tell you exactly right now is because it just changes based on how she's feeling. If she's been really sick, she might not be able to handle her food the same, so it just kind of varies. So if it is mixed with water, then what you're going to want to do is just take a fork and really lightly stir it, scraping the bottom. Don't ever shake it, because the air bubbles will cause her to burp and throw up. So you just want to gently stir it. And then you're going to want 2 bigger syringes, and you'll fill the syringe. Each big syringe is 2 ounces, and so it's 60 milliliters or 2 ounces. And and so obviously 30 milliliters is going to be 1 ounce.
What are you doing? My camera.
I know. Okay. I don't think that was necessary, but okay. Anyway, so this is 2 ounces, and you're going to it's pretty simple, just stick it in here and pull it up. And you want to make sure that there's not that much air in it. And then you need a paper towel so you can kind of wipe off the end so it doesn't get too messy. And then what you're going to do is prime the tube. And basically all that means is that this tube is right now full of air. There's nothing in it, and it hooks directly up to her G-tube. So if you don't, if you just keep it filled with air, then all of this air is going to go inside of her belly and make her feel very sick, give her a stomachache, and cause her to throw up. So you don't ever want to put an empty tube up to her. So what you're going to do is just prime the tube, which means you're just going to put either her formula or water, whatever you're giving her, into the tube before you hook it up.
Make sure that other thing is capped up.
Yep.
There's 2 caps.
I got it. So the big syringes go into the big hole, okay? So you're going to make sure it goes in there. And then there's another little cap on it. Make sure that that's closed tight. That one's for little syringes. Obviously, if it's not closed, then the formula will just come out there. And that does, we've done that before. on accident. And then all you're gonna do is just gently push the formula through the tube so it goes in all the way. And then what you'll do is you'll clamp this right here. Once this is clamped, no formula or water is going to go in or out, so you can take out the tube and see it's still open. Nothing's coming in or out because it's clamped. And I should have said this before. When you put the food into the tube, this has to be unclamped. Nothing will go in if it's clamped, and nothing will come out. So then you can just close up the tube and you're about ready to start feeding. The last thing that you're going to need is you're going to need to get about 25 milliliters in this other syringe, and this is for the end of her feed that you'll need. So you can just use tap water. It should never be hot or cold. Just kind of have it. We have it just kind of sitting out at room temperature. It's not hot. We just have it sitting out at room temperature is fine on our counter. And you're just gonna get about 25 milliliters, which is a little harder when you're one-handed. Okay, there we go. So you just pull it up to the 25, and that's about everything you'll need so that you can sit with her while she's doing her feeding. The feedings total, the total amount of time that it takes to get this food inside of her body is about 15, 16 minutes if she's feeling good. Obviously, if she's seeming nauseous or anything, you might, take a few minutes longer. And then after you get her food in, after about 15 minutes, she needs to sit in her chair quietly for about 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes to make sure that her food is settled before she can get up. So our goal is always to have her in and out of the chair in about 30 minutes or less. Otherwise, it's just too long for her to be sitting in a chair so many times a day, and she'll start to get upset about being in there, which will cause her to throw up also. So we try to do 30 minutes total and about 15 minutes of getting her food in, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. You see my ears?